Hello everyone. Now we will discuss here about the evolution of life forms. Different types of organisms are available in the nature. But were they as such at the initial period of the earth or life, or they were somewhat different? This was the question, and for that lots of theories came to us. Most of them were ultimately discarded because of their some weakness or some drawbacks. But we will discuss here few theories regarding the evolution. Out of that, the first one is theory of special creation, or the theory whatever was given by the peoples having great faith in the nature or God, whatever we can say. So according to this theory, especially Father Suraj was responsible for this theory. He told that all the living things, whatever are today, they were created at the very initial period of the life or earth. Means at the primitive condition even, all the life forms were existing just like as they are today. And on the other hand, one more thing has been added here, that diversity, whatever the diversity is here, different variations or ranges of organisms, plants and animals are found. All were in the past and all are in the present, and all will even remain as such in the future also. No changes will be at all. The third and last point of this special creation was that they accepted it that earth was about 4,000 years old. Means the earth has been made or formed back to the 4,000 years. But this was ultimately, with the development of the science and technologies and various researches has been taken place. So in the 19th century, this theory was challenged by the various workers or scientists at that time, specialists, and especially the challenge was from the Darwin. Charles Darwin, one of the very important names who told lots of things about the evolution. And in this case, what was the important thing? The important thing was that his observation of Darwin through the HMS Beagle ship, through which he had performed a voyage, and ultimately he had seen lots of things, that existing living forms were there and they were showing lots of similarities with each other. And not only similarities were there, they were varying at the different levels. Similarities as well as variations also there. I hope you are getting the point, because you have seen that heredity and variation is what. So that thing was told here. So they were similar, but they were varying up to a certain limit, up to a certain degree. And this variation was not among themselves, rather from the other life forms of that time also, and of the million years ago, whatever the life forms were there. So they were different, they were varying from themselves, and the life forms, whatever were found millions of years ago, that point was also found by the Darwin. Now he also told that so many organisms or life forms has been extincted because they have been modified, they have been changed, and they have been got the new forms of life ultimately. And this was the way that is called the gradual pattern of evolution of life. Gradually life has been evolved, developed, advanced, so that simpler to complex organisms has been developed. And in this case, one thing came and it became very clear, that is survival of the fittest theory was applied. Means whoever is absolutely fit to survive, to fight with their environment and remain themselves alive, that will only retain in the nature. And in this survival of the fittest or fitness, definitely the fitness meant by the reproductive fitness. They must be reproductively fit for their survival. And if they are completely fit, especially from the reproductive point of view, then the nature will select them and they will remain in the nature, otherwise they will be destroyed. So two things came out from this Darwin theory, that is gradual evolution is causing the survival of the fittest, and whoever were the fittest, that had been selected naturally. So ultimately this theory was well accepted by lots of people, and finally Alfred Wallace came forward with his some conclusions, and almost his all conclusions were same or similar to the Darwin's content. And here we have been found that whatever the living organisms are there, all living beings are sharing similarities, and they must have at least somewhere the common ancestor. Means single life has been originated on the earth, and gradually the evolution continued, reproduction continued, and from that various forms of lives have been made ultimately. So finally we can say we all living beings must have a common ancestor. So ultimately we can say here that the history of earth is directly related to the biological history or evolution of the living beings in the nature. So they are correlated with each other, all are developed with the time, and they all were flourished with the time together. So we can say here that Alfred Wallace, Darwin both finally made us the very clear view that life has been gradually developed, evolved, and ultimately various forms of organisms have been made. They have been adapted themselves, and ultimately they have been survived if they are naturally fit, reproductively fit, and nature had allowed or selected them to survive with that. So we have seen here various theories related to the evolution of life forms. So life forms have been evolved, gradually advanced, and now whatever the life forms or variations or diversity we can see here, all are here. So along with that, one question comes to our mind: what should be the verification? How we can verify this part? This happened gradually. Simpler to complex organisms have been formed. Nearly this thought has been coming out from this whatever we have discussed. So for this we will have to study different various evidences of the evolution. So we will discuss the different evidences for the evolution, by which we will make it very clear that whether it is correct or not, whether the organisms have been evolved gradually in the nature or something else. But all thing has to be verified with the different evidences. So we will discuss that from the next class. Thank you.